Hello everyone, my name is Masha and welcome to my June wrap-up video. So yes, I do realise that it is the beginning/middle of June, and I promise that starting from July my wrap-up timings are going to start making much more sense. But nonetheless, let's discuss what happened since my last wrap-up. So this month was the first time that I did a monthly challenge with you guys, and this is the bracelet that I managed to create. I'm also going to be showing it to you in a little bit. I also do want to show off some of the bracelets that you guys created. So here you can see some of them coming up on your screen right now. I really enjoyed looking through all of them throughout this month. It was one of my favorite things to do, just going on the hashtag, clicking and seeing what you guys are creating throughout the month. It was really fun to see. I was really happy to see so many of you participating, especially considering that it wasn't a competition, it was just a challenge, just for fun. It made me really happy to hear that you guys were really enjoying it as well, and that it inspired you to try out more difficult patterns, or maybe just patterns that you wouldn't try. I loved seeing all of your creations and all the cool color combinations that you guys came up with, and also the really cool locations you would film in, or like the picture concepts that you would create. I saw someone take a picture on a cat, I saw someone take a picture on an ice cream. A lot of you actually said that you thought that this bracelet reminded you of sprinkles, and I thought that that was really cute, especially with all the different color combinations that you guys tried out. So thank you all for participating in that monthly challenge. I had a lot of fun and I hope that you did too. If you didn't get a chance to participate in the previous monthly challenge, no worries. While there won't be a monthly challenge going on from this month, there will be a competition, and I'm going to talk more about this a little bit later. Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to Sunshine and Lisa, who are two of my top supporters on Patreon, and of course to all of my other patrons as well. Thank you very much for your support, I really do appreciate it. And of course this is optional, but if you guys also want to support me, there'll be a link in the description to my Patreon. This is the best way to support the channel, and if you sign up, you also get exclusive perks for your donations, such as a Patreon exclusive bracelet competition, increasing your chance of winning. But for now, let's get into the video. So I had a pretty successful bracelet month. I got to make quite a significant number of bracelets, which is quite unusual for me. I do usually make a little bit less than this, but I'm very excited to speak about each bracelet individually. All the patterns for the bracelets are going to be linked in the description if you want to make them for yourselves. So for these three bracelets, I'm going to label them 1, 2, and 3 for the pattern references. I made these for a video. I actually started making these bracelets back in like 2009, 2010, so about 10 years ago I started each of these bracelets back in the very beginning of my bracelet journey, and you can see all of the mistakes here and all the sort of inaccuracies in the bracelet, and I decided to finish them off now 10 years later, and I did a whole video on that. It's going to be in the card and in the description for you to check out. I had a lot of fun finishing these bracelets, and I'm so glad that I did this because it's so cool to see how drastically different my bracelet making abilities are on the exact same bracelet 10 years ago and now. This cool chain-link candy strip bracelet is one that I also made for a video. I made a tutorial on this. It's going to be in the card and in the description as well if you want to check that out later. And I had so much fun making this when I did. I did the bracelet in the colors of the Pride flag because June is Pride Month, so I wanted to show my support for the community. And I'm really happy with how this bracelet turned out. I think the sort of chain link thing gives it a really unique effect, and I think it's a pretty cool bracelet. I also gave this bracelet sort of half of a triangle end to the tie, and I thought that was really cool as well. This is a cute little bracelet that I just did on my own. This wasn't for a video or anything, it was just something that I did for fun. I found this pattern a while ago and it's been sort of in my to-do list for a while as well, and this was really super easy to make. It's extremely easy to segment knot. It is a really fun bracelet. It is sort of like a rainbow as well, and I thought that it just looked really cute, and I feel like it can go with a lot of other bracelets that you may have, so I definitely recommend checking out this pattern. It's super quick and easy to make and really fun. Now this one is my submission for the last month's bracelet challenge. I had so much fun making this. Again, this was so cool. I ended up not changing the colors from the pattern at all. I just went with the colors that were originally in the pattern. I saw a lot of you guys changing the colors and creating your own variations of the colors, and that looked really cool, but I decided not to do that. I quite liked the original colors, and this was so fun to make. It was also quite a simple bracelet to segment knot because there are a lot of colors going in one direction and then a lot of colors going in the other direction. So if you do them in segments, it's kind of cool to do as well. This is also the bracelet that I used to film my tutorial on how to attach crimp ends to your bracelets. So that is a separate video that's going to be in the card and in the description for you to check out later. But this was definitely really fun to make, and I think that the gold colour sort of complements the bracelet as well. So I really enjoyed this one. I started making this on an airplane and actually shared some pictures on my Instagram stories as well. I started making this on my long-haul flight while I was returning from Miami back to London. As you can see, I did this with multicolored string. The string sort of goes from red to yellow to green to blue, and it's all sort of pastel and very, very chill, and I really enjoyed that vibe. So with this bracelet I decided to go for a pink border, white outlines, and a grey sort of background, with the multicolored thread being obviously the actual swirls and the little dots in the centre. Now that I've finished it completely, I'm starting to wonder whether or not I made a mistake in my colour choices, because one thing that I was really debating when I was making this was whether or not I should have made the background be white or grey. So I was thinking maybe I should do the background white and the outline grey. And I don't know if I made the correct choice with making the grey the background, because it does seem to blend in a little bit, like it's not really, it doesn't stand out as much as I hoped it would. So maybe if I had switched it, or maybe if I had just picked out a little bit of a different grey colour, I guess, it would have been different. But at the same time, I really do enjoy how this bracelet turned out, so I'm not too worried about it. I finished it off with triangle ends and twisted ties as per usual. Next up, we have this cool bracelet that I made. I really enjoyed this bracelet. If you don't know, if you haven't seen, this is actually the bracelet that I did in my bracelet challenge. I did a challenge where a random number generator generated the colours for my pattern, and I had to make the bracelet with those colours. So as I said in that video, which is also going to be linked in the card and in the description for you to check out later, I said that I would have never chosen this colour combination if I had actually been choosing, and that's still true. However, I do think that the bracelet turned out really nice, even though my main concern was that the tone is very different for all of the colours, and you can very clearly see that. The dark pink really stands out in the bracelet very clearly. It doesn't blend in well with the other colours. However, I don't hate it. I think it looks kind of cool. So I was actually really happy with how this bracelet turned out. And again, teardrop loop, triangle ends, as per usual. I had a lot of fun with this one. This one was probably my favourite of the month. This is actually the one that you guys chose for me to make in my last wrap-up. As you know, I do monthly votes in which you guys choose bracelets that I make, and I'm going to be doing one today as well, if you want to participate in that. I had so much fun making this bracelet. I think you chose the best pattern you possibly could have chosen. This was so much fun. It looks so cool. I ended up not changing the colours of this bracelet at all compared to the pattern originally. I usually change colours. I feel like choosing colours is a really creative way to express yourself as well, but I love the colours in the pattern so much that I decided just to go with the ones that were in the pattern already, and I don't regret a thing. I think the bracelet turned out really cool. I really do like it. And again, I went with triangle ends and twisted ties as I do usually. So yeah, thanks for choosing this one, guys. I really enjoyed it. And if you're a little bit more advanced, I would definitely recommend making this one because it was really fun to make. Next up, we have this beautiful bracelet, which is now my most popular post on Instagram, based on likes and on saves, which is pretty cool. I had a lot of fun making this. This is such a simple pattern. There is really nothing to it. Any beginner who knows how to make basic knots will be able to make this bracelet. And I'm gonna have a tutorial coming out very soon, this Sunday actually. If you check back on my channel this Sunday, there will be a tutorial out on how to make this bracelet, so don't worry about that. But I had so much fun. I'm really happy with the colour choices as well, and I think the double coloured loop also looks pretty cool. I also did a tutorial on that that's going to be linked if you want to check it out as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this bracelet. It was so fun. So fun, in fact, that I ended up making another one of the same pattern exactly, just with different colours. Of course, I went with red and blue here, which is a little bit more vibrant. I really enjoyed the gradient that I picked out here. I think it looks really sort of effective and, I don't know, bright. Whereas this one is a little bit more chill and relaxed, but I also really like this colour combination as well. I think that the brown really goes with the teal. I think they're opposite colours on the colour wheel. I didn't actually check, but I think they are. And I also did a teardrop loop here as well. So this bracelet is actually the one that is going to be featured in my Sundays tutorial, but also this is the bracelet that you can win in my upcoming competition. Again, the rules of the competition are going to be discussed a little bit further in this video, but this is the bracelet that is going to be randomly assigned to anybody who enters the competition. So if you enter the competition, you can win this bracelet just by random chance. But yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern. I definitely recommend making it. So now that I've shown you all of the bracelets that I've made this month, it's time to go into the patterns that I'm going to be making next month. Again, I want to hear your guys' opinion on what bracelets you want to see me make this month. And this month you get to vote on both a normal and an alpha pattern. Yes, I've been in the mood to make an alpha pattern recently, and I want to hear what you guys want me to make. So I'm going to run through the patterns now. For normal patterns, this is pattern number 1. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. On the right of your screen, right about there, there's going to be an iCard. Click that iCard, a poll is going to come up, and you can cast your vote for which pattern you want me to make. Now going into alpha patterns. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Again, for alpha patterns as well, there's going to be a poll coming up right about there in the card. You can click it, the poll will come up, and cast your vote. Voting for the polls will close on the 19th of June 2019 at 12 p.m. GMT. I'm really excited to see what patterns you guys choose for me to make this month, and I'm super excited to get my hands into making them. Okay, so now let's talk about the competition. So the new competition launches today. If you are planning on taking part in this competition, I need you to listen to all of the rules very carefully to make sure that you follow every single one, because otherwise you won't be able to enter the competition. I'm going to say all the rules out loud in just a second, but I'm also going to have them in the description, in the pinned comment, in a community post right here on my YouTube channel, and also probably on my Instagram. So you can check back to any of those places if you need a refresher on the rules. So the most exciting part of this competition is that you can literally do any pattern. You can do any normal pattern, any alpha pattern, absolutely any pattern that you want with any color combination. You have complete and full creative control of whatever you want to do. However, there are certain limitations towards the posting of the pictures on Instagram. First of all, you have to post to Instagram because that is where all of the pictures are going to be and where I'm going to be collecting all of them. However, if you do not have an Instagram, you are free to email the pictures to me directly. My email address is in the about page of my channel. But if you do have an Instagram, please post there because it's going to make my life much easier when I'm going through the submissions. So when you're posting your picture to Instagram, you must post 2 pictures, but they must be posted as a single post. You know that scroll thing that Instagram does when you post 2 pictures at the same time? You need to be able to do that. I need to see 2 pictures in a single post. Please don't post them separately. I will not be able to count your submission like that. I need you to post 2 pictures in one single post. Regarding the 2 pictures, one of them, probably the first one depending on how you want to lay out your Instagram, should be of the finished product. The other one should be of the product while you're working on it. I need to be able to see that it was you who created this bracelet, the process of your bracelet. A bracelet like this, for example, would work because I haven't finished this bracelet yet. I could take a picture of this, then take a picture once it's finished, and those pictures would work for the challenge. Not only do you need to take 2 pictures, one of the finished product, one of the product still as a work in progress. When you're taking a picture of the work in progress, I need you to have a piece of paper in the picture with the hashtag not with Masha written on the piece of paper. I know this probably sounds ridiculous, but I have to take these safety precautions to make sure that nobody is stealing pictures from anybody else. I want to make sure that when I'm seeing your bracelets that these are actually your bracelets, because as soon as one person gets away with cheating, it's really unfair to everybody else, and I want to make sure that this is a fair playing field for everybody so that we can all have as much fun as possible. Next up, you have to tag me in the picture. Tag me in the photo, not in the caption, in the actual photo, so I can have quicker access to all of the pictures. And last but not least, please leave the hashtag not with Masha in the caption of your photo so that we can all find them in one place. So that was a pretty extensive list of rules. Again, it's going to be everywhere that I mentioned before, in the comment, in the description, everywhere that I mentioned, so you can look over the rules to make sure that you fully understand all of them. Please make sure that you do follow all of them if you want to take part in this competition. And I want you to take this as an opportunity to have fun. More than anything, this is an opportunity to have fun. This competition will have a whopping 8 winners, which is literally double from my first competition, but I'm really excited. The bracelets that the winners want to have will be individually picked out by each winner, and they can be either alpha or normal patterns. However, I do reserve the limitation that they should be under 20 strings wide. I also reserve the right to decline making a specific pattern for any reason I see fit. I will of course explain that reason to the best of my ability, but I do reserve that right. So this competition closes on the 30th of July at 12 PM GMT, which is London time. A winner will be picked out every Wednesday starting from this week until my next wrap-up video, which is going to come out on the 31st of July. The winners will be picked out by me with the help of some of my friends based on the creativity of the pattern and color choices, the quality of the bracelet made, and the way that you took the picture. If it's a really cool, interesting picture, you have a higher chance of winning this competition. Of course, this is extremely subjective, so I urge you not to take this extremely seriously and not to take it as a personal offense if I end up not choosing your bracelets. I say from personal experience, based on my last competition, that it's very difficult to choose winners. It's honestly gut-wrenching and so difficult, but I really want you to take this more as a fun opportunity rather than something serious. There will also be one additional winner picked completely at random. So that makes up 8. So again, I wish you all good luck. I urge you to take this as an opportunity to explore your creativity and to spend some time creating bracelets and to have a lot of fun. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it inspired you in some way. Maybe you found a pattern that you really wanted to make. Again, all of the patterns that I showed today are going to be linked in the description if you want to make them. You can also make them for the competition if you want to. Again, a huge shout out to my Patreons. It is your support that allows me to do things like this, because of course when making a competition I do have to pay for envelopes, postage and things like that, so your support really does help in this regard. If you also want to become a Patreon, it is the best way to support this channel, and the link is going to be in the description for you to sign up. So thank you very much for watching. I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye!